information contains adult dialogue not suitable for all audiences. Brought to you by Media Listen. Viewer discretion is advised.
Media Listen.
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 Media Listen. You are now listening to Media Listen. Welcome everybody to a whole new episode of Media Listen. I am your host, Ricky with the Y. You could call me Thick and Nasty or Thick and Tasty, aka Petty Ricky, whatever you want to call me. Still the same guy, Ricky with the Y, on Instagram. Make sure you follow me, like and subscribe on YouTube if you haven't. My God, I'm all everywhere. We have a special episode today. Of course, it's going to be the Conspiracies episode, along with two great people that I know who like the topic very much. I got my friend Jason in the building. As you know,
Hey guys,
he's been a previous guest before. He's back
yes.
on here once
I'm
again.
happy. I'm happy to be back on here. So thank you, Ricky.
And we have another guest, she's not really a guest anymore. We have my cousin Melissa in the building once again, joining the topic.
I'm back.
She is back once again, and she's gonna
Was
be back.
Was she on? I
again.
never seen her episode actually. So I just forgot to ask that. What episode was that?
Goodbye. I'm just kidding.
What was the episode called, Melissa? It was called
It was the Mother's Day one, but
no. Oh yeah, but the title was called domestic violence, I think.
Would you intervene?
Would you intervene? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that one.
And we were talking about mostly like Mother's Day stuff, and I think we made the main topic like the last question, because we had more to talk about Mother's Day than anything, so we kind of got caught up in that. So really, the title was mostly for clickbait. Oh God, I'm shaking so much today. Let me put a song real quick. You guys have to excuse me. I'm very anxious today. For I don't know what reason. I think I might have ate a lot for dinner. So
What'd you eat, Ricky? What'd you eat? Tell us.
I ate some ornato.
The hell
But
is
that's
that?
gonna get on me for saying it like that. But it's some chicken.
Shit.
It's some chicken with man. I'll send you guys a picture. I'll send it next time. But we have a special topic that we want to talk about that it's been in the books for quite some time, and I know you guys were very, very eager to be on this episode because you love this sort of stuff. So I want to ask you guys, what made you want to hop on the episode? Like, what interests you more about the topic?
It's a fun topic to discuss about. Everybody has an imagination, right? And some people stretch it with these conspiracy theories, and then sometimes it tickles that part of your brain where it clicks, and you're like, that shit might actually be real, So it's like, you're teeter-tottering on what reality is and what isn't. So I kind of to challenge yourself in that aspect.
Melly?
Hi. I was the only one on here. I didn't know where everyone.
Okay. So I do want to ask you, because I was trying to like play with it for a little bit to see like if I could get the main person to talk. I could give them like the full screen, basically a highlight. I don't know if you couldn't hear us whenever I removed us. Was that the case?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Oh, you didn't hear anything. Okay, so we're not gonna do that, Jason. Okay. So my question was, what made you hop on in the topic, basically? What seems to be interested?
My thing is that this world is filled of a lot of things.
I saw my brother come up. Sorry. You go.
And I just feel like I question everything, and I like to think of weird things, and I fall into little rabbit holes with different topics, and I just feel like, I don't know, it makes life more interesting. In a scary way, kind of.
So TikTok has contributed big to that, because
Yes.
The thing is that once you watch a video, and it's usually in the middle of the night, you're like, oh shit, and then you start clicking and clicking, and it just caters to you, and then you go to sleep thinking about it. But before that, YouTube, you actually had to search them up, and I don't know if y'all are familiar, but this guy on YouTube, really popular, his name is Shane Dawson. Have you heard of him? That's all he does is just basically talk about conspiracies, but his conspiracies are just not the basic ones you hear. They're actually like pretty fun ones, like little simple quirky ones, but they're actually pretty cool. But that's kind of like my source for conspiracy theories.
I haven't heard of him. Does he have a podcast?
No, he's all videos, like just goes on rant and talks about, like, for example, he said one of the conspiracy theories that he came up with is like how mattress firms are laundering.
Yes.
Because everywhere you go, there's mattress firms, and there's mattress firms next to mattress firms, and you're like, how do they get so much real estate, And they're like, no, there's no one ever in there. When have you ever seen somebody in there? Enough to open that many stores that you have that much traffic.
I think they actually closed down a mattress firm right here, like maybe 15 minutes down the street, and that was because somebody they actually killed somebody in there. So I guess they didn't want that negativity.
I wonder they sold that mattress for less.
No,
there's a blood stain on it, but
no, they actually closed it down because the guy the guy that was killing was actually going on a killing spree, and he was like killing random people. And who knows the story behind it actually, because I mean I'm pretty sure he got, he didn't kill him randomly. Like, I don't know, he probably had some sort of connection.
Premeditated murder.
Exactly. So
but I do agree. How do mattress stores hit goals for sales? Nobody's just shopping around
for mattresses.
I bought my mattress in a box. Like, they shipped it to my house.
A mattress firm?
No, it's just online. These retailers, like, they ship it to you in a box, and as soon as you pop that bitch open, that bitch flops up.
Oh, really?
And then they tell you, if you don't like it, ship it back to us. But you're like, there's no way I can put it back together. It's like, you can't. Like, you know what I mean? It's like they trick you, like 30 days back. If you can ship it, we'll give you your money back. But
that's so
most people just can't do it. Yeah, it's true. You're like, what the fuck?
You have to send me the link because
you never seen that. Yeah, it's like they're like, all right, we'll put it back in the box and ship it back, and you're like, there's no fucking way. It's like vacuum sealed and stuff.
That's so funny.
So if you buy it, you buy a box mattress, you're stuck with it.
I always wonder how dollar stores manage to stay open, because everything is already like the lowest price as it is.
Mm-hmm.
And how there was an episode on SpongeBob where he was saying, like, how do you explain 99-cent stores? And I was like, dang, he's right.
The thing is, nowadays 99-cent stores aren't really 99 cents anymore. Like,
oh yeah,
Dollar Tree was one of those that they actually went whatchamacallit. Sorry, I was reading the comment. I got distracted.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys must know, mattress firm is for money laundering. Who's out buying a mattress on a Saturday night?
There isn't nobody. And the thing is, also another cool little conspiracy theory that I'm gonna just throw in there is Shane Dawson said that, have you ever noticed the Chuck E. Cheese pizzas, the way they slice them?
Yeah.
None of the pizza slices match. So they think that they just grab a bunch of slices from like leftover pizzas and they make a pizza for you. And the thing is, if you try to reassemble the pizza, none of that match. Some slices are bigger and they don't fit in the pie.
What?
Or like the pepperoni is
yes,
off.
It's off. And then you always look it up on just look him up when you're after this episode. Shane Dawson, and he has a lot of cool little quirky ones, and so that's some of the ones that I kind of
I saw that because he even like went out of his way to the Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah,
really? Oh, yeah. So this guy is only on YouTube, you said?
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, YouTube is where I don't know if he's on TikTok because I haven't seen him on there. So
I'm gonna look him up because that's just crazy. Because that's true.
Yeah, pull him up, Jamie.
You know
where that's from?
Yeah, Joe Rogan. All right,
Jamie.
so we do have three major. I'm sorry, you guys are gonna have to help me out because I'm a bit anxious. Three major conspiracy theories that we're gonna talk about tonight. One of them. Well, who wants to go first? I'm gonna ask that.
Can I do a bonus one at the end?
Yeah, for
Off
sure.
of my list. Okay,
All right.
I'm good. Towards the end.
Melly, do you want to go first with the moon landing since you gave me that one?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So don't hate me if you disagree, but I don't know. I personally don't think that I don't think we went on the moon when we said we went on the moon for the first time. Maybe years after, or, but the whole thing that was recorded, I don't think that was us on the moon. I'm just a little skeptical about certain things. One of them being the flag waving around. There's literally no wind in space. So don't know how it's waving around. And the other one that had me, or there was two other ones. One of them was the footsteps on the moon. They showed that they did, like, the footprints that were left on the moon don't match the bottom of the shoes that the astronauts were wearing.
Yes.
That's a little sketch. And then lastly, I saw this one TikTok where they said that the moon is full of dust. Like, there's a lot of dust on the ground. So when you land that little machine, there should have been dust flying around. And they showed like videos, or they zoomed in at least to like the feet of the machine, and there was no dust on like the little, like, it was like little circle feet, I guess, on the machine. There was no dust anywhere. So they're like, how is it this clean? So my guess is that it did not happen. I would love to hear everyone else's thoughts.
Well, my thought about it is that you're absolutely right, because I look at this picture and it looks like the wind is blowing like towards, like, I guess the west, if by looking at it. And you're right, like, how is it blowing if there's no wind? Like, they could have probably gotten like a, how do I say it, like a molded flag and put it up there. But another thing that kind of raises an eyebrow is, if you're in space and there's so many billions of stars in the sky, why don't I see any of them in this picture, or any of them in the video as well?
So true.
That's another thing that raises a question as to, like, okay, so where are the stars? Where's I don't see anywhere where I don't see anything spacey in this picture.
Yeah.
I gotta disagree, guys. I've been to Space Center Houston, and they had a rock that was from the moon, and they let you touch it.
But did it come from that one time on the
It
moon?
was labeled as the moon rock, so I believe what I read.
My thing is, I know that we were in competition with, I think, China and Russia, or maybe the Soviet Union.
Yes, it was a space race. So to be honest with you, they were caught doing that too. I think China was caught recording their moon landing, and I think the U.S.
just did it better.
I honestly think they recorded it, but yes, they did go to the moon. But it was what you see. It could be dated different,
Yeah, that's what I think. Like, I just don't think that we went, what we all see as like the videos, I don't think we went that time, but I do think we went in the future, for sure.
Like maybe like further down the line, just not that exact.
It was the race space, and well, JFK wanted to look bitching in front of
wanted
the
to
world,
stick it to China.
And Russia, like, we got it.
Yeah, and also, I don't know if you guys saw the video of Buzz Aldrin, which was one of the astronauts who was with Neil Armstrong. He was being harassed by a paparazzi, and this is him being like an old man. Like, he was an old man. I don't know if he's still alive. I don't know, but he was a super old man, and he's like trying to walk to his car, and paparazzi are like, "You didn't go to the moon. You didn't go to the moon," and like just like harassing the man, and he punched him.
Because he went there, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
he brought the rock back that I touched. That's Space Center Houston.
That's the thing. Like, that's what made me, like, a lot of it would be like, dang, imagine if I went to the moon and nobody believed me. That would piss me off.
Annabelle said, I seen a video where they point out a shadow and it looks like it's a normal person without a spacesuit. I saw it on YouTube. LOL.
Well, the thing is, you got to think about technology back then was so shitty and so basic that to fake something like that at that kind of spectrum. Maybe like on nowadays, if they would try to fake something, we can point it out. But back in the day, if they put that shit on TV and the TV boxes were, the TV screens were like, 10 inches and black and white, anybody could believe it.
That's
Yeah,
true.
People were a lot more gullible back then. If the government said they did it, they sure did.
Yeah, not only that, I think the U.S. had production value. China didn't have that.
Plus it was patriotism was at an all-time high.
Yeah.
That's
true.
The morale's pretty low nowadays.
Nah, but I completely agree. Like I've seen the TikTok where the space boot doesn't match the footprint on the moon, and I'm like, oh.
But even nowadays, like, have you ever seen that footage of Elon Musk's Tesla, like, riding in the space because he launched it to space? That looks fake as fuck too.
I haven't seen it.
You never seen it? He shot a Tesla with the guy sitting in it with a space suit, and it's like orbiting Earth. He put it in orbit. It's like a red one.
It was fake.
It looked fake as fuck. So I think it's fake, but maybe he did do it. Shit, I don't know. I'm gullible as fuck, I guess.
Man, I do want to see. And plus, it's Elon Musk.
Yeah, that guy. Anything he says, I buy.
You're gonna buy the new what's it called? The new pickup truck.
For real.
Look at the little guy.
We got what's his name? Tesoro?
No, Bo.
Oh,
this
Bo.
Was Bo.
Oh.
He's telling me he wants snacks, but you gotta wait. All right, get down.
All right, guys. So let's go ahead and go to the next one, which is one pick that you suggested, Jason, and that was Reptilian Elites.
Oh yeah, this one's fun and funny because the one that I remember seeing it's like they always show clips of these newscasters, and like they always say that they blink like lizards, and then like they have like folds on their skin that you can see that it's like they're wearing a mask or whatever. Even Joe Biden, they're like his ears are not attached or whatever, random shit that they come up with. And there was an episode of The Simpsons where the two aliens came down and they were so-called shapeshifters, and they impersonated George Bush and Al Gore.
Presidential candidates, yeah.
Yeah, Al Gore. And then they take off their masks and they're like, suckers. You remember that episode, right?
Yeah.
It was Bill Clinton and Al Gore.
Yeah, Bill Clinton. Oh, wait, no, it was I thought
Bill
it was
Clinton.
Bush.
No, Bush.
Oh, yeah.
It was Bill Clinton and Al Gore.
No, it wasn't Bill Clinton and Al Gore. It was Bill Clinton and somebody else.
Me. It was him. It was Al Gore and Bill Clinton, bro.
No, it wasn't Al Gore, because Bill Clinton. Whatever. Anyways, no. So I actually saw or heard a podcast on this one because I wanted to get as much information as possible, and they're saying that lizard people have been around for quite some time. See, so Bill Clinton and Al Gore, you guys need to look that up because I don't think it was Bill Clinton and Al Gore.
I'm about to pull it up, bro.
Okay, but yeah, so supposedly there's been lizard people documented throughout time or something like that, and I think they also said that in the Bible where when Adam and Eve were around, that the serpent was actually a reptile because I don't know, because they could talk and whatever. I don't know. It kind of proved, it kind of like tick the box on me, like hold up, like what if that's actually true? What if it wasn't a serpent and it was some sort of reptile, or like a lizard man or whatever?
That if we look at it closely, that's Bill Clinton.
It was Al
and
Gore?
See, Al Gore's on the left and Bill Clinton's on the right. I wish you could see it.
I guess
There they are. Look at it.
Okay,
That
I guess I
looks-
was wrong about that.
Sucker.
I could have sworn it was somebody else though. But yeah, they're saying they've been around for many years. Roaming the earth and whatever, shape shifting and whatnot. And I actually have this funny picture right here that I that I found of Hillary Clinton being exposed as one of the lizard people.
Well, the way I look at it is, if these lizard people are so advanced and they can shapeshift into different things, It's possible. I mean, nowadays, but I don't know, man. I'm kind of a realist with that. I don't think I can see a lizard man walking around and trying to pretend to be human. You know?
I don't. Yeah, I don't think so either. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it's possible or impossible, because there's always like that thought process, like, what if there is, like, supposedly they're not very common, but what if there is like maybe two or three, or maybe like a handful of them, and they are out there shape shifting, and of course they're not going to be well known, well documented, but I guess that is one part. What's your take on it, Melly?
I think what I believe, I don't think there's actual like reptilian people, but I do think these elites, something's up with them. I don't know what it is. I don't think they're like a reptile or anything, but something's odd about them. But going off of like reptilians and stuff like that, I don't think necessarily there are on Earth, but I can associate that with aliens. And there's no way an alien is not on this Earth. There's no way. They
Oh, I
have,
believe
they're
aliens. Aliens. I prefer. I believe aliens being here instead of reptiles.
yeah, same.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be cool to run into a lizard man though?
Imagine.
Right? It'd be kind of creepy though. Like, imagine
Yeah.
like with the eyes and stuff like that, just looking at you, staring.
Ugh.
You just don't know what they'll be thinking. But yeah, like Melissa was saying, that I totally agree. Like, I don't know, maybe not a reptilian man, but maybe, like, okay, because
They always show like these news clips where like they're blinking, but they're how lizards blink, and they do like this weird little, like, their face is starting to like change, and they kind of like and go back to normal.
Yeah.
they start losing their powers.
Yeah.
But I do agree, because like, how is it that Joe Biden doesn't look like the Joe Biden back then? Like, completely different. I know with old age, you change and whatnot.
Well, the thing is, people think that he kind of. I'm just being a realist, all right? I'm not a fan of the guy anyway, but in 10 years you can change a lot, especially at an old age.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I remember him vaguely on how he kind of looked during the Obama years, and he aged horribly. That's all I gotta say.
You really did.
That's all I got.
Imagine being the head guy of a country. I feel like I would age horribly. Gee,
Yeah.
the stress.
But you know how they're saying that his earlobes don't match to back then? Like,
that's the whole. He's a reptile, bro. That's a mask.
that's a mess. I mean, I don't know. There's that right there that I just don't understand. Like, how is it that that's the same guy?
It doesn't seem like it, because he's kind of like going through dementia or whatever, or he's delusional in a way.
I don't know. He is a little delusional.
Yeah, he's
But
he's kind of far gone. But yeah, lizards, man. I don't know. I would like to. It'll be cool. It's every sci-fi nerd's dream to run into a lizard man or whatever.
I mean, I think the possibilities are pretty much endless with that. I really hope that. I mean, I don't hope that I ever run into one, but hey.
All right, what do you think? Will you think you would run into a ghost, a lizard man, or an alien? What would be the first one you think that you'll come across?
I think there's a higher possibility that we'd be more exposed to aliens than anything else.
You don't think ghosts?
Huh?
I would think that I'd run into a ghost before an alien.
How many people have seen a ghost besides the ones you see on TV?
I haven't seen a ghost. Melly?
They make it seem like they're all over the place.
I feel like you usually see it like shadows, but not like a ghost, like a white figure or anything.
Well, like I was telling you guys this weekend about that dark shadow, I guess, from the side of my house. That's the only thing I saw. But as far as actually seeing a human form ghost, I haven't seen one. But all I saw was a dark shadow just moving from one end to another.
Yeah.
Do I consider that a ghost? I don't. I would say I would consider that more of a black mass than anything. Because I mean,
It's a
I
demon,
wish
bro.
a demon.
Demonio.
Who knows? I'm not too familiar with that, like in that area. But like I said, who
yeah.
knows?
All right, man. What's next? Lizard People was pretty cool. I kind of liked it.
Lizard People.
I wish I wish I could know a little more about them and have like more. Yeah, that's true. Everyone in Mexico has seen a ghost at least once. There's more ghosts in Mexico than there are people, so the probabilities are very high.
Well, my dad has a lot of stories about Mexico and ghosts. I wish I could have them on.
So I watched a show on Travel Channel called Paranormal Caught on Camera, and they show some pretty fucking convincing footage. Makes me believe, but I would have to personally run into a ghost to be like, okay, they're real. Same with aliens, same with lizard people.
You're more skeptical. Are you more skeptical towards ghosts? Like you said, like you need to see it before you can see like a very believable video.
So like if I hear a sound in my house, I don't think ghost first. I think like someone broke into the bitch. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like oh, what's that sound? So and then the second thought, like the last thought of my mind is like, oh, there's a ghost in this house. No, I just go to sleep and it is what it is. It's probably the fridge making noise. Usually that's
Not
what
me.
it is.
Well, the closest thing I've come to like I guess the ghost or something scary in my sleep is like sleep paralysis.
Ugh, I hate it.
I've only experienced it once, and it was creepy as hell.
It is. It's like the most scary.
So we bought a house that was built in the '60s in Alvin, and we renovated it, and we stayed there for a while. And I've never had sleep paralysis. The one day there, I had it, and I was like, "Oh my god, what the fuck is this?" So it tripped me out, and it kind of got me scared. But then I just didn't think anything of it. I'm like, yeah.
It's really traumatizing.
It's trauma. I get it like about once a year, and it's horrible. It always happens when I sleep on my back, so I try to make sure I don't. But it's terrifying. Even though I know that's there, it feels like something's like holding me down.
I remember the last time I had sleep paralysis. It was at my it was actually in Dallas. I was sleeping in my tia Andrea's house.
Okay, I was like, as long as it's not mine. No, I'm just
no, it wasn't yours. I was sleeping in my tia Andrea's house, and it was in Herman's old room. And I was like, just I was sleeping. It was like almost I guess 6 o'clock. I remember the time because it was almost time to wake up. And all I remember is having my eyes closed. And when somebody flickers a light on, and you can see like the light whenever like in your eyelid. Yeah. Well, that's how I felt. I felt like there was like a light coming towards me with my eyes closed, and I was like, I wonder what that is. And as much as I try to open my eyes, I could not for the life of me. And I would be stuck with my eyes shut, and I couldn't move. I couldn't talk. That was the most scariest thing, because I thought to myself, like, wow, what if I stop breathing?
Did you tell me that ghost scene from Scary Movie 2 happened to you?
Wait, what?
Did you tell me that ghost scene from Scary Movie 2 happened to you?
What ghost scene?
Where where the girl's getting like molested by a ghost.
What?
Remember seeing that scene?
No. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Ricky said that happened to him.
I didn't say that. Did I say that?
Ricky's got to work on some trauma.
It's a pretty graphic scene.
You know what? I don't think I've ever watched Scary Movie 2.
Bro, you're missing out.
I think I skipped that one. I think
you
I
need
went
to stop watching. You need to stop watching VeggieTales and watch this movie.
Hey man, VeggieTales has some catchy tunes. That's why.
You keep watching the same one, the Moses one, and the other one.
Yeah, the Moses one.
And then all right.
As for the next what's this episode called? Conspiracy. As for the next conspiracy, I'm having a Joe Biden moment. The Malaysia Air Flight 370. As some of you guys heard, this flight disappeared like about when was it, Jason?
2018, 2015.
No, it was 2014.
Oh yeah, 2014.
I'm getting old. Okay.
Yeah, so this disappeared in 2014. It was like a big deal over there in Malaysia. So apparently the government tried to cover it up by saying that they found the flight or found the plane, and they put a picture of it,
But
which
it was
turned out to,
fragments, right?
yeah,
It was
which
fragments,
exactly,
and people were
which
like,
turned,
"Nah, they planned it there."
yeah. So apparently they can't trust their government because the government's just trying to find any possible way to just blow it all over. You know what I'm saying? Like, just forget about it.
Yeah.
Like,
So
we'll
for
never
those,
find it.
for those who don't know, let me paint a picture for you. So Malaysian Air Flight 370 took off. It's probably like the distance from Texas to, Cancun, right? You're flying over the Gulf of Mexico. So midway through the flight, it was 1 a.m. They have to switch communication towers. So he leaves the Malaysian communication tower and he has to connect to the China one. So, and there's a small window of a couple minutes where he's basically not connected to any of them. So they call it the dark area. So what happened was he basically says, "Hey, Malaysian Air Flight's signing out. Good night." And basically he's letting go of his tower and he's connecting to the other one. Well, he never
Yeah.
connected. Once he said good night, the communications in that airplane all shut off and it just went blank. And
Yeah,
people were like, "It never landed."
And the
There's-
scariest is the fact that it was full of people.
It
was
was. And
full
the
of
thing is,
people.
and what's crazy is days later, maybe weeks later, people were getting phone calls from people that were on that airplane, and they were able to call them, and the phone would keep ringing, like their phone was still active. It wasn't like a dead phone, like where it goes straight to voicemail.
Yeah.
And they were getting like ghost phone calls, like like phone calls from these people that were on the plane. And I was like, "What the fuck?"
what?
You didn't hear about that's part of the documentary too, and that's why
I
the people
haven't,
were
like I
tripping.
said, I haven't watched the documentary, but if I
Yeah.
watch it, oh my god, that's gonna
And
be
the people
trippy.
were tripping out because the argument, the government kept declaring that the plane crashed or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they set up the fake crash site, and then people were like, "That's BS," because I just got a phone call from my boy that was on that plane yesterday. And they have records of all that stuff, and then the government kept going back and forth with like, "Okay, well, it didn't crash here, it crashed over there. It didn't
Yeah.
crash over here, it crashed over there."
I saw that I saw a few theories. One of them being that the pilot was committing suicide.
Yes, and he basically did a big U-turn, and he crashed it as close as he can. He flew south down to the I guess whatever's at the bottom of the planet, and basically just waited till the plane ran out of fuel and crash landed there.
Yeah, I also saw another theory where they said that where the machinery is of a plane, that it's right underneath the cockpit. So they say that sometimes it's very possible for it to catch on fire. So another theory was that it possibly could have caught on fire, which would have then cut off all like any kind of signaling to any kind of tower, and then like from there on they're pretty much just burning alive or like suffocating because of smoke, and so everyone possibly died on it, and the thing was still flying and then crashed.
So
That's
when
another-
so basically when there was two pilots, right? The main pilot, he waited for them to disconnect from the tower, right? And the guy knew that it was going to be a blackout moment. So what the documentary says happened was when the guy went to go to the restroom, he locked them out, the other pilot, and then he depressurized the cabin, basically took all the oxygen out of the cabin, and he put on the mask, the safety mask. The pilots have a bigger reserve of oxygen, so he put that on and basically took all the oxygen out of the airplane, and that's what killed everybody in there. And then he drove himself a big loop and committed suicide in the South Indian Ocean. So
Yeah.
that was what the best that they can come up with, but who knows? And the thing is, they never found even one piece of that airplane.
Mhm.
Not even
There-
one. And they
well-
used
Well, they were saying that they found this right wing from the plane, but they're saying that also that some of the stuff that like the serial number of the wing doesn't match up to the plane or something like that. Also,
yeah, that was the government that they said that they kept planning fake airplane parts to make it look like
Exactly.
it was a car crash, because the government was taking a lot of heat too, so they were kind of
Yeah.
trying to hide it as well, because it was bad rep for the airline companies or whatever.
And you know what's
Uh,
also weird is that I also heard that that they also found more stuff of the plane, and they were gonna send some gentleman over to investigate it. Supposedly, he was like the best investigator of Malaysia or whatnot. I think it was Malaysia or somewhere else of Europe. So on his way over there, they assassinated him. So they never found, he was never able to investigate whether the stuff was legit or not.
But each airplane has what they call a black box. It's a black impenetrable box that is used to recover. It basically works. If it crashes and it blows up, this black box is like impenetrable, and basically it helps them identify where it's at. But the fact that they can't connect to that system, that should never happen, because when airplanes crash, and the one that crashed before that, because Malaysia already have two, but
Yeah,
one
they
was
had
actually
two
a
of them.
confirmed crash. They were able to recover the black box, and it basically keeps a record of everything that the airplane was doing, each move that the pilot was doing, the altitude. It was basically checking it basically keeps a recorded log. So when they do recover it, they can backtrack and see exactly what that airplane was doing, but they can't find its own.
It seems as though it's like an inside job then, if that's the case. It has to be someone who knows how to disconnect the box, or I
But
don't know.
supposedly, even if even if there was somebody that was disconnecting all of that, that it takes a certain amount of time for it to actually fully disconnect or something like that, and they're still able to track it somehow.
Mhm.
I don't know.
So,
I don't
But
know.
do y'all remember that? So they made a show out of it because it
Yeah.
was intriguing. It was called Manifest, but the show Manifest, basically they went to a time warp where they were flying,
yeah,
and what is it, like 10 years pass, and they land, and they're like, yeah, it's whatever year it is. Like, nah, bro, it's like 10 years later.
yeah,
So they
the
kind of made
kids
it
are
a
all
little
grown up and shit.
Yeah, they were like, what the fuck? The lady was married to another guy or something. I don't know. It's crazy.
Let's see.
I never watched it, but I just heard about it.
I
Yeah.
also heard that with all these theories being thrown around, one of them was that the pilots, they know what's being carried and what's being shipped and stuff, and they're saying how it could have been possible where there might have been a lot of like valuables being transported, and maybe that's why the government has been very sketch about it.
I heard
like,
about that too.
so that's another one.
Yeah,
But it's just terrifying that like all these people are missing now, and
exactly.
it's
Like they actually put these people's lives at risk, and who knows where they're at now.
yeah.
I also heard that that there was a passenger that was not accounted for, that was a stowaway, basically snuck his way in there, and they said that they don't know who this person was. Could have possibly or potentially have hijacked the airplane and done who knows what with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if he was like they're also pointing fingers at the US, saying like, oh, what if it was a US spy who brought it over here to like a US military base that's very secretive, and they can't find them, and they're keeping their the passengers hostages and whatnot. But I guess they're trying to take heat off of Malaysia as well.
Yeah.
So the theory is that the conspiracy is that airplane never crashed. It was abducted by aliens. And supposedly there is footage out there of an airplane getting hyper sucked in by alien ships. And yeah. And I know it's, that's what's fun about conspiracies. You can just kind of believe what the hell you want. But even if I watched a documentary and they don't have enough evidence to solid proof for me to be like, that's exactly what happened. The pilot did this, the pilot did that. It's just like, well, we think he did that.
Yeah. I feel like that's very similar with, I know it wasn't anywhere near the area, but that's similar to like the theories of like the Bermuda Triangle, how like everything disappears every
the
time.
Bermuda Triangle doesn't work anymore. It worked a couple years ago. It seemed like everybody was disappearing in the Bermuda Triangle, and they never heard about it for years.
My thing is like, do they just avoid it, or do they just keep going?
No, it turns out that they did scientific research, and turns out there was a bunch of idiots flying and going against certain currents that they kept derailing and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's also a theory that I don't know about. I'm not a scientist, so
yeah.
Hey, what is it called whenever like the does that stuff exist whenever like the ocean just starts doing circles? What is that called?
El
The
Nino?
like the whirlpools.
Yeah, something like that. Does that really happen?
I don't know. I've
On
never heard of
cartoons, it
anyone.
does.
Yeah, I mean I know it happens in cartoons, but I'm wondering like where did cartoons get it? Because I'm pretty sure it just doesn't like. Does it really happen?
Oh yeah, it happens. It happens like in lakes or certain things like that. Like
Really?
you see it on some of those like crazy things caught on camera or whatever. But like you see it exaggerated more in movies or whatever.
Yeah, it looks scarier like in movies. And what if like you're in the ocean working late at night and it starts happening, getting sucked up in there?
The water is my biggest fear. Wouldn't even want to be near that.
I think there's more water than anything. So if you disappear in the water, you're pretty much screwed because yeah, there's no finding you after that.
And that was a big thing about like the whole like flight being missing, was that I think it was the most expensive search in history because they had to search different parts, different oceans, different
big
seas.
ocean, not the tiny little oceans. They were scavenging constantly 24/7 for months.
And imagine like you in the air and you look at you could barely see a human being from the air like in the ocean because of how big the ocean is. So imagine like having to scale all of it. Like where do you even look?
There's no way of looking. Supposedly Megalodon is real. I don't know if you guys heard of that.
Yeah, they're making a movie of it. Jason Statham's
Really?
in it. No, but there's I don't know, prehistoric creatures. There's no telling, you know. People, those are all guesses. I wouldn't say conspiracies.
I don't know. I believe in dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, I've been to the museum. They just didn't assemble that out of nowhere, you know.
That's my thing. I remember fun fact. I don't know if it's a fun fact actually, but I got in big trouble asking about dinosaurs at a church once.
Oh God, you did.
I got in so much trouble, but
so did Noah.
Yeah,
so
no, literally.
So did Noah save the dinosaurs too?
Literally, I was a child when I asked.
They were like, yes, whatever gets you to shut up.
What did they say?
They were like, no, that's not how it happened. I think it was something like that. I was a kid. I was like,
God.
where did the bones come from? I'm a little
That's the thing. That's the thing with churches, man. You can't talk about dinosaurs. Adam and Eve were here first.
Yeah.
There were no dinosaurs.
That's another theory though that I came across.
But that's more like religious though, right? Like the what do they call it? The Big Bang Theory, where it contradicts the first thing of the Bible, whatever.
Yeah. I can see how it contradicts, but I feel like it can also go with like no one knows how much a day is in the Bible. So
that's true. Yeah, they can't. They really don't tell time quite often on there. Like they don't say like on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Or anything like that.
They just
same with all kinds of stuff. Like for example, me and my coworkers were having an argument because people were saying that Jesus Christ wasn't born on the 25th. We just randomly picked that day. They said he was born in the fall. No, he was born in spring. He was born in the spring sometime.
What? I heard that he was born in September. I was like, huh?
Yeah, he was born. He wasn't born in December. We just coincidentally liked that month and said the 25th. It sounds good, huh?
It sounds good, huh? Get all these.
But then again, it is. But I mean, I don't think it's nowhere in the Bible does it say that he was born on the 25th.
Nah. At
Anyways,
conspiracy. I'm just kidding.
Not conspiracy.
Conspiracy. Jesus Christ.
Like that ancient aliens guy with the crazy hair.
Ancient aliens.
You ever see?
Wait, you actually watch Ancient Aliens?
No, but there's a big meme of the guy. They always put that picture. Remember that old meme of the guy with the frizzy hair?
Yeah. With the hair. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he was a meme.
Okay. Yeah, I actually watch Ancient Aliens, so I thought that was pretty cool. Melly, you want to go ahead and promote your business real quick? I have your brand right here.
Yes, if you guys are in the Dallas area, hit up my mom and I, we started our own floral business. We actually expanded a little bit this past weekend into parties and like centerpieces, which they were a hit. So hit us up. My mom is a woman of many talents. So whatever you want, we can make it happen.
And it's absolutely true. Definitely the centerpieces were like the main I love the background that you made, by the way. I took a picture of it. I sent it to Belen. Belen was amazed that you were able to create that.
Pull it
Also,
up, Jamie. I need to see.
man, I wish I would have pulled it up. I wish I would have saved it or, uploaded it.
Yeah.
Another
Jamie,
thing is,
Rick.
huh? Don't get me started on Jesus's birthday. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know enough. I'm not educated enough to actually debate about it. I just hearsay.
Okay.
I haven't read the Bible.
I did want to say that thank you so much for the bear that you gave me. My kids love it.
Yay.
And tell your mom she did an amazing job on that.
I will, and we'll be putting those with some flowers soon. But everybody was obsessed with them, and I'm like, I'm glad you guys are, because I'm just as much as obsessed with them as well. They're just so cute.
I asked you first. I was like, can I take it?
And originally I didn't want people to take it, but you know how tias are, like in the Mexican culture, they just assume that you can take like the centerpieces and stuff. So
Yeah.
like,
Why though? What are they gonna do with it?
No, trust me,
I know you take them, but what do you do with them when you get home?
Exactly. I don't know. But the bears, I understand why people could get them, because it's like little toys. But centerpieces, I'm just confused with that. I'm super confused.
It's like they put it in their house. Like, yeah.
Belen is the sweetest.
Jesus was a Libra.
Really? I thought he was a Scorpio, bro. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
So I guess we have room for one more conspiracy.
Didn't Jason want to add one at the end?
I'll add
Yeah,
a quick one. Now,
Go
do
ahead.
y'all think this is a silly one, but I liked it because I think it's. Do y'all think Michelle Obama is a dude?
You know what?
Well, that was not what I was thinking.
Because everyone's saying that's a man. Like, do you remember Maury, where they would bring the trans people that look like women, and they will like parade around the crowd and they'd be like, "Hey, Maury, look at the shoulders, Maury, that's a man."
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's like apparently paperwork that says that she changed her name a long time ago and became Michelle Obama. But...
Well, I would say that she does. Well, there is a picture that I've seen so many times on TikTok where Obama is like, I guess, like hugging some dude, and that dude
that's it. That's a
resembles
photo.
that dude resembles a lot like Michelle. But I don't know if that's Photoshop. I don't know. Like Photoshop has really like ruined the a lot of factors now.
Mhm.
Like I was like, man, could that be Photoshop? Because how is it that Michelle Obama had 2 daughters?
That look like her.
Yeah, they do look like her.
Well, like I think the oldest looks like her. The youngest, I don't know.
That's a fun conspiracy only because it's kind of way out there, but it's kind of funny though. It's either that or she's just on gear, getting her like the steroids.
I don't know, man. I think people just try to like. I don't know if people hate on Michelle a lot because I mean I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of Michelle Obama, but I mean I'm not gonna call her a man either. Like, hey, what if she works out a lot? I don't know.
Listen, I have nothing against Michelle, my girl Michelle, but I do have a problem with her. Just one problem.
The school lunches?
Yes. Man, that's the only problem I have with her.
She done messed up everybody. Everybody's eating healthy foods.
I know, man.
I used to get the Big Daddy pizzas. We got lucky. We got out right in
we
time.
got the rectangular pizzas, man. That shit was bomb every Friday. That was like the highlight of every Friday after during school.
Hell yeah. I can't imagine doing that as an adult. Like, I'm gonna go eat some pizza and drink some milk.
That is insane to think about it. Like, you always got the chocolate milk. Oh my gosh, I can't.
That sounds like straight gas creator, you know, like a rumble in your tummy, just
And it's
letting
in the
it
middle of
rip.
the day.
Yeah, everybody letting it rip in the hallways, you know. You can just blame it on someone else. Crop dust in the spools.
You sound like you did that quite often.
He's
Who did
admitted.
it? All right. Who did it?
You
God
said that
damn
like
it.
so perfectly.
Yeah, the best before, like nowadays, like I can't drink milk because like it tears me up. But back then I could drink it.
The older
if
you
it-
get, the
Yeah,
more-
it's like I can't even eat cereal, and I know it's gonna haunt me, but
Mm,
sometimes I just wing it. I just go for it. Fuck it.
yeah. The older you get, the more intolerant you are to milk or dairy. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we got 10 minutes of this episode. I'm gonna throw one more at you guys. What
Okay.
about COVID?
I'm just kidding.
Look, I was skeptical about it forever. I didn't get it till maybe a couple weeks ago. It's real.
Recently?
I just got it like maybe 2 months ago, 2.5 months
shit,
ago, and I've
see, I
never
didn't even
been
know
more. I've never been more sick in my life. Like, and I'm like, I only get sick for like one day, and I get over it the next day. But no, like, it surprised me when I woke up the next day and I was still sick. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, this is different. Like, this is different. My
Did
body
you
would
lose your
hurt. Yeah, and what's crazy was like I would wake up, feel good, and come like 3 p.m. it would all start kicking back in. And I would go back into my, go to bed, and I just slept for hours. Woke up thinking that I felt good, started moving around. No, but came back, and it just went like that for a week.
Mhm.
And
What was one of your major symptoms?
body aches. I felt like delusional. Like I would walk around my house and I couldn't like comprehend where I was at. Like I was like, what the fuck, And I tried to muscle through it, and I couldn't. And then I started eating, and like some people say they lose their taste, but mine basically made everything taste super salty. Like I was eating a Chick-fil-A sandwich, and I was like, God damn, this bitch is salty as fuck. And I was like, it's like there was the taste. All I tasted was salt. And I was like, man, even the fries supposed to be salty. But I don't know about the bun.
That's a
And I
new
was like,
symptom.
yeah, it was I couldn't tolerate it. It was just ridiculously salty.
Well, what I'm trying to say is like, do you believe that it was made in a lab or something like that?
Yes,
It was man-made.
there's proof that the U.S. contributed to that, whatchamacallit, the lab, the testing of what do they call it, biohazard weapons.
Yeah, I always used to say that even before this was even confirmed that I think it was made in the lab. There's no way that everybody's getting this, but
People were
it
saying
spread
it
it
came
around
from a
so
bat.
quickly, huh?
They were saying they came from a bat. And
People
we
were saying
believed
they-
it, right?
People were saying it was from 5G.
Oh no,
5G. Oh yeah, I heard
That's
about
like,
that.
just no 5G just roasts your nuts, so you become infertile.
Fertile, what the hell?
Yeah, you can't reproduce.
Can't reproduce.
It does. It's like putting a microwave straight to your crotch. But that's why a lot of guys, you're not supposed to put your phone between your legs anymore.
What?
Yeah, because it's like a microwave.
It's like,
roasting
it's
your
like the
nuts.
new. It's like the new birth control
For guys, yes.
for guys.
Someone give 5G to Nick. Someone give 5G to Nick Cannon. He needs it.
But I
man.
never really looked into like the whole lab stuff, but I do think it was real just because I would see other people like post, and it was kind of, I do believe that other health factors came about, like when people
Oh yeah.
passed away. I definitely agree that like, COVID kind of like affected all those other issues, but I don't think it was like full on fake, just because I experienced it as well. Ugh, the
Yeah.
worst.
Well, yeah, it's definitely not fake because I had it too, and I was sick here and there, and I lost my. I think it was my smell that I lost. I didn't get it back until like last year, fully. And I got COVID like back in 2020 when it first came about.
See, I didn't get it. I would go out, go to the gym, lick doorknobs and everything, and never got sick.
You were the issue. No, I'm just kidding.
You were the
I
issue.
was
You're
out
the
there like
spreader.
yeah, and I thought I'm immune to this shit. I went years without it, and then when it just went away. I got it. I was like, what the fuck?
Okay, but with this, I do have one more question if we have time. Quick question.
Go ahead.
What about the mask situation?
Baloney. Dr.
Yeah.
Fauci just needed something to.
And listen, my thing is, China, Japan, those countries over there, they've been on masks for so long and nobody questioned it. Bro, I'd much rather everyone have a mask. If you're sick and walking around, put a mask on. Like, I don't want to hear you coughing up a storm and I'm in line next to you.
But technically, that helps you build your immune system.
Yeah.
If you coddle
Let it happen.
No, for
Yeah.
sure. And my thing is, not everyone's gonna put a mask on. That's the thing. So I feel like I'm gonna be around germs and bacteria and all that gross stuff, which is fine. But I personally don't think there's a big issue with masks, especially. I don't know. Sometimes after wearing masks, I catch myself talking to myself now. So I'd rather cover my mouth.
Talking to yourself.
So the company I worked for, they have a product that they made, and they made masks with it. And this product, the mask that they made, it basically no bacteria could live in it, and it was guaranteed to kill COVID. They tested it. It was even on MSNBC Mad Money because they were promoting it, and the company was like, "We're gonna be rich," and it was a big flop because masks went away like next year. They're like, "Fuck, we invested all our money on these fucking masks, and now like, what are we gonna do with all this shit?" So now they're talking about making like pillows for hospitals and stuff like that, and like air filters for your car because it cleans all the bacteria or whatever. And then they gave me these masks, and they were comfortable, and they were nice, but I hated them. Remember, like people were making homemade masks and shit.
Yeah.
I would say COVID, as terrible as it was somewhat fun for people who started discovering what true fun was, because you're not at work and people just had a lot of time on their hands, and you had, I don't know, Call of Duty was fun for me, and being at home doing DIY projects like Home Depot was popping every day,
dude. Yes, I was delivering for Home Depot, and my God, we were busy. Like people were going nuts with the Home Depot. I would be delivering residentials like every day, like at least 30-40 deliveries, and that was crazy for us to have. We would never have that much. But that was insane. Like when COVID first hit, it was like, wow, everybody's home, everybody's ordering stuff, and it's insane.
Like kids are not gonna. I don't have kids, but my kids are not gonna believe it when like I tell them like, man, there was a time where we couldn't even go to the fucking grocery store.
Yeah,
and if we did, we had to wait in line.
Yeah, 6 feet apart.
It was 6 feet apart. That was insane.
My thing is, as a natural homebody, I was living it up. I'm like chilling at home.
No, you were probably like, now that everyone's home, I don't want to be home. I want to
get to the point where I thought probably like a month or two in, I'm like, everyone's at the house. I'm gonna go crazy now.
Yeah, like, oh God, you guys are here too. Oh man, COVID was fun though. Like, but I was working though still.
I was considered a essential employee, so I was
essential,
working.
Yeah. Essential. That's what they called it.
I was in college.
Oh, you were in college.
My graduation got canceled.
Oh, that's right.
Everybody got their degrees online, like didn't have to go to school.
That's right.
Literally.
I liked it. I thought it was like I said, it was like a blur, and it's like almost seemed unreal.
To think it was 3 years ago.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
it's like during COVID, you would always wonder, like, man, I wonder when it's gonna go back to normal, and it's just next thing you know, it's here.
Yeah,
but I think it took like a year and a half later, maybe, for everything to go.
Daddy Biden made it go away.
Yeah, I'd say like a year and a half.
It took a while, but to be honest with you, a year and a half is a really long time for everything to go back to normal, because everybody was expecting, at least 3 months.
That was me.
Yeah, we're like, 3 months, and we're gonna go back.
Yeah, we'll be good. Next thing you know, we're like, damn, I'm still like shit suffering. But man, everything was like crazy because like people were spending money, getting stimulus checks, and like I remember going to the Galleria and seeing like the Louis Vuitton store and the Gucci store lines were like out the fucking mall because people were just spending these stimulus money. So people were having fun and people were living it up on government money. And unfortunately, I didn't get any, but I enjoyed it through other people.
Why didn't you get any?
I was an essential employee. I was still making money, or I guess there was a cap of money you had to make. Like if you made so much money, you don't get it.
Oh, plus what helped me is that I had kids. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't have no kids. That's why. Yeah, that sucked. I was just seeing everybody getting deposits. I'm like, damn, everybody on Facebook was bitching, like, come on, give me another one. I need another one. Yeah.
Give me another one.
Another 1,000, Donald. Man. Come on.
All right, so man, like I mentioned to you guys before, I don't think an hour was enough to get a lot of these conspiracies that we have in mind as well. So I'm pretty glad that we were able to do what we could.
It went by quicker than I thought.
It does go by quick, and that's what, like I'm telling you, that's what sucks is that I only get an hour. I could go further, but I'm pretty sure you guys have a life outside, and I never want to,
nope,
intervene.
Later around.
Later around. But yeah, what are you guys gonna be up to after this?
I want to watch the documentary actually now.
You watched the Malaysian air flight because like I don't know, it's cool.
It's unreal.
I think it's something that just like scratches your head, like when the Cecil Hotel thing came out, and it's like what do you call it, a mystery kind of thing. That's I don't know. There's a term for it, but
the Cecil Hotel, is that the one where that lady was looking crazy and stuff?
No, yeah, and then they found her like in the tank, and everybody was drinking the water from the and they were like brushing their teeth with that shit, like body was soaking in it.
Oh my god.
So
that was another COVID thing.
That happened during COVID?
Yeah, and Tiger King. Remember COVID, Tiger King, and all that stuff?
Oh, yeah.
And did you hear? Apparently they found her husband.
Oh, they thought the tigers ate him. That's another conspiracy theory right there.
Yeah.
Like Carol Baskin's feed her husband to the tigers.
Yeah, I heard probably like 2 months ago or so that they said that they found her husband somewhere.
Wait, that's an actual... This is an actual real life story. See, I never watched Tiger King.
You never did? Yeah, it's about a guy who's like a tiger homosexual kind of. It's hard to describe this character. He's a wonder you got a fucking TV show. Yeah, hilarious.
He's still doing interviews from jail or prison.
He's in jail. I forgot what did he go to jail for?
I think it's because wasn't it because like he was attempting to murder Carol Baskin or something?
Oh yeah. Apparently,
crap,
because she took his parkway or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, back to my conspiracy theory is that it did not come from a bat. It came from a lab that the U.S. government was funding, and Dr. Fauci should go to jail because he has embezzled all this money. That guy's a big crook. But of course, the elites are going to protect him. So.
I truly believe
the reptilian elites, actually. He's a reptile.
Elites protect each other from everything. So
that's true. They really do. Like look how they're protecting Hunter Biden.
Hunter Biden, bro. Like that's crazy. Like literally, the team that's investigating, they were like right there, ready to catch him, and they said, "All right, they're all fired. We don't need y'all."
My thing is not even that, but just like the way that they're protecting all of the elites with Jeffrey Epstein.
Yes.
Well, did y'all hear that they're not really fond of Bill Gates recently? So they're starting to kind of like feed him to the news media. Like, all right, we're not going to protect you no more. Let's use him as a scapegoat and throw him under the bus. Because there's an interview that he's on, and they grilled him like about Jeffrey Epstein, and he was surprised. Like, I don't think this interview was supposed to go like this. And the lady was asking like, why were you hanging out with them? Why were you? We have tracks of you on flights with them, and he was like, oh, he was kind of shook by like the fact, and so I think he rubbed somebody the wrong way or something.
Dang, see, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, the Jeffrey Epstein stuff is interesting.
Crazy.
But the conspiracy theory of whether he killed himself or was it Hillary and her goons,
He definitely did not kill himself. There's no way he killed himself. But that's a theory. I mean, a conspiracy theory.
That's true. Dang, we went through like 5 of them without even promoting it.
I know. Sorry, guys.
It's all good.
Episode 2 things.
Nah, for real, we're gonna have more episodes on this topic.
Well, Rick, let me ask you this: what is the season finale? What is this?
So I'm basically trying to do it like an actual show where I have the season, a new season is gonna start, new episodes, new topics, and all that stuff. You know how basically a fresh start into the show. And the first month of June is Father's Day, and that's when I'm gonna do the new episodes on. So start fresh. I'm gonna give myself a break for a week. I was gonna do 2 weeks, but I was like, nah. Yeah, I was gonna do 2 weeks, but I was like, no, that's too long, and then I lose a lot of viewers. I've noticed that. Like, if I take a long break, I end up losing viewers. I don't know why that happens.
Don't be to the viewers watching this. Give my man Ricky a break. He's working hard.
Yes.
He is. I enjoy him. I watch him. I would say sometimes I don't sit through all of them. Like, I'm a minute out because I'm doing things.
Yeah.
But I always go back and watch them. Like, I have like a 45-minute commute to work, and I throw them on.
Yeah.
You know what I do? I have like a 20-minute drive to work, and I just listen to it. That's what's good about a podcast is that you mostly just listen to it rather than just viewing it.
Have you uploaded it? Have you gotten on Spotify yet? Like, uploaded the audio?
I can't.
How does that work?
I just don't know how. Supposedly you have to have some type of a number or to actually start that, and I can't seem to find that anywhere on here. So
I'll look into it, man. See if I can find some to help you out.
Heck yeah, because I know some people like upload on YouTube and it goes directly on their Spotify, and I was like, man, how do they do that? I want to do that too.
Yeah, because Spotify is usually like, I think it works better in cars, like, because you can actually like turn your phone off or whatever. And because like when I'm driving to work in the morning, it's dark, and I hate watching a video because like my whole car is lit up, and it's like I'm like trying to drive like half blind, and I'm like, oh shit, you know. So that's why I use like Spotify, because I can just close it and not worry about it.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me, man. Like, I appreciate the feedback, Jason. Thank you so much on that.
Yeah, man. Happy to be here anytime.
You already know I'm gonna bring you guys back. Melissa, thank you so much for joining me one more time.
Yeah.
And thank you also for being a part-time member of my show. And
Y'all
I was
like, y'all can't get rid of me.
No, ma'am. And she's sure gonna be joining me on an episode, I think 3 weeks from today. Yeah, 3 weeks from today. Melly, you remember what we're gonna talk about on that one?
I'm a little nervous, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I'm a little nervous too. It's gonna be a good one though. That's gonna be season 2, episode 2, for those of you watching. So be on the lookout for that one. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me, Jason.
Now, make sure to watch Shane Dawson. Look him up. Just watch like one video or two. Shane Dawson. I'll send you a link.
Yeah, send me a link.
He's kind of quirky, but I mean, it's pretty cool the way he comes up with this shit. Or people send it to him or whatever, and he just reviews them. But cool stuff, man. I hope they I hope you guys like the conspiracy theories that we came up with, and some of the other rants. You know, pretty common.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much, and I will let you guys go. I'll watch this video again later on. Good night, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. As you can tell, everybody's now gone. Jason's still on here. Look at him, still there.
Wait, are we still live?
Well, the thing is, I don't know if do you know how to hang up?
Yeah, but I figured you would do it for us.
No, I could just remove you, but I could still see you from the bottom corner. I'm like, oh, there you are.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
I figured you would just knock us out from live and we'll go back to
I'll still talk to the viewers real quick.
Okay, yeah, dude. All right, man. Later.
All right, later. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, go over to YouTube, click on the link, Made You Listen, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Facebook if you have not done that either. Like my page, do what you got to do. Watch previous shows that I've done. Go ahead and how do I say, start a conversation with me. It's always fun to see that happen. We did have a little episode here, and I enjoyed it. Like I said, it goes by so quick. Some of these comments I didn't get to. Yeah. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go because I'm pretty sure my family's out there waiting for me. And I'll see you guys on the next.